Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another Rangers Rundown. I'm glad I got the podcast name right. I've been on a few this week, but it's good to be back talking stuff about the Rang. Naypay, how are you, mate?
I'm very well, mate. How are you?
I am well, up and about. Footy season starting, cricket season's ending. It's always a good time because both the sports that we love are on, but it's disappointing that I'm probably not going to see finals action. At least I've got one good thing about it. Let's may as well show it to that. Get the medal up and about. Go us old boys. Get it representing the club, and hopefully the fourths and the juniors can follow suit.
Yeah, exactly right. Pretty exciting. Obviously, the 12s kicked off last night, and the 14s are halfway through their game. And then the fourth 11 Saturday, Sunday. So be good. Hopefully, we can get a few wins.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's always good when teams are in finals. You always love it. Like the last 3 years, we've probably been blessed with the ones leading the charge, but it's hard to keep up that sort of pace year in and year out. It's good that we've still got some teams in all grades representing us. So it was a great day down for the vets. Was a couple of Sundays ago now, and then the juniors. So get down halfway through the under 12s game. So they're kicking off again on Friday. Weird fixturing, Wednesday, Friday fixture. I've never seen that before, but in a good position, I hear, mate.
We're going not too bad. We're obviously with the split dig, they need 56 more runs to pass us with only 3 wickets. So in a commanding spot, but anything can happen really in cricket. So not counting the chickens too early, but in a commanding position, which is nice.
And then you guys would still get to bat again then. Obviously,
we still get to bat even if they pass our score, we get to bat again. So you'd say the ball is now caught. It's probably our game to lose, but finals is a different game, so anything can happen.
Yeah, that's 100% right. It's probably a big couple of days there for the boys while they're at school, and try not to probably think about it. But they will be. They'll be up and about knowing those young fellas. So they'll be itching the bit to get back out on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah, exactly right. I was probably the most nervous bloke ever yesterday at work. I don't know why. Got no idea. I said to the boys, I've no idea why I'm so nervous. I said, I can't really influence the game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the coach. I can't influence the game, but I'm that nervous. And then, obviously, they ripped him apart, which is nice. So the calms are a little bit less now, but still there, of course.
I think I'm more nervous when I'm coaching than I am playing.
Oh, 100%.
100%. The year I've coached the 17s premiership, we knocked this team off. We already knew we were playing them first week of finals, and we had them last round. So we bowled our other bowlers, and we rolled them for 13. With our sixth bowler, who took 6 for 7. Shout out to Sean, who I think he's coach of Mountain Gate these days. So we're going into the final. I thought, it should be in the bag, but finals is a different game. It's a brand new game and stuff. And that week you probably didn't want to be around me because I was more nervous. I'm way more nervous for the semi-finals, than maybe a grand finals. But it's a hard one to win. And the under 14s are seeing that at the moment. Obviously, didn't have the greatest day with the bat. They've been dominating most of the year, but against a team that has probably bowled really well to them all season. That probably did struggle a little bit. Only got 120 on the board, and they've already knocked over 30 runs of it. So it's a massive game. 116 against South Croydon, and they're none for 30. So in saying that, there's no reason why our bowlers can't bowl well. We've got some really decent bowlers in that side. Ethan McLean and Charlie Bellingham will be leading up the bowling attack again. But I was chatting to Ethan about this the other day. They just got to find a way to get early wickets and put some pressure on. No 13-year-old's going to want to come out when you're 3 or 4 down, still needing another 50 runs to get. And,
exactly.
Just got to go in with that mindset that we'll just attack and take our chances.
Yeah, exactly right. They're still in with a massive sniff. Take a few quick wickets, kids will panic, and hopefully the boys can get the job done.
100%, mate. We've had a couple, obviously, things with the only thing we've really got coming up is presentation night. So outside of getting down for finals naturally, but presentation night. I'm sure there'll be a lot more details to follow, but the boys have put out the save the date, so definitely keep that free because we want as many people down there as possible.
Yeah, no, it'll be good. We're still finalising the ticket prices and stuff like that, but they'll come out, pretty soon. And then it's always a good night. So. Obviously vote count was good on Saturday night. There was a few people filled the room, which was nice. They're always good nights. So
Yeah, I really enjoyed vote count. Now it was a bit different with doing the bingo.
Yeah.
Probably it's always hard with these sort of stuff because it's I guess vote count's a little bit different because you actually, there's rare individual rounds where you're going to get your name, read out for votes. Where you compare it to say presentation night, sometimes it can be a bit of a clean sweep with people taking all the awards. And you're trying to obviously keep that interest all the way through. But I thought it was a lot of fun. The bingo, it definitely kept you involved and interested early on. Trying to not just obviously hearing what happened in your own game, but trying to find so you can win a prize what was happening in some of the other games. It was good taking the sort of the mickey out of people, captains giving votes to themselves.
Yeah.
Which I can understand. I've been in that situation where as a captain, you absolutely dominate a game and nobody else does anything. And you're like, is it justified for me to actually give myself votes here? Or you go, okay, you've made 60 and the next best bat's 15. Makes it hard to sort of justify giving somebody else the 3 votes. But in saying that, you're always going to cop it. Benny Owen in particular, your dad was raving about it all night, saying, "Oh, watch me win this award. I'm going to come from the clouds and win the." And I don't know exactly how the ones do it. I think Jack gets the other team to vote, but it was funny watching Jack poll a ton of votes and his brother winning that from the one. So we did have Joe Blythe win the first, Georgia Stutzel's the second. Grant was copping a bit of crap about that one with votes, but Georgia did have a good year leading up with the batting nonetheless. Tanner Bell for the seconds, Noah Spencer Wilburn won the thirds, Nick Grace the fourths, Rupert Gardner getting over the line for his 200 and something ball innings that we'll discuss in a moment with the votes in that game to get him the win in the fifth, and Tyler Carville won the 6-11. So well done to all the winners. It was a great night. Good to see you got some votes in the fifths as well, mate.
Oh, mate, I've gone down there to bully lower grades. And yeah, he's giving me the 3 votes. It's just ridiculous. I should have been suspended. You can't, like, I couldn't win the Brownlow. I got suspended during the year. Like, what was he thinking? Honestly,
it was a highlight of the night, mate. I must admit, your reaction. I knew it was. I just gathered it was coming. I was like, after they did the 1-2, I'm like, well, Nate's got to get the 3 here. There's no one else he can give it to.
Like, I should be going down there and getting 3 votes, and he's done it. Like, I don't want the 3 votes, mate. Give them to someone else. Far out.
There was a point, I think, in the sixes maybe, and it was Ben kept giving the votes over the league, and like, well, he's not at the club at the moment, and I think Brad Carville, like, it was in the fifth with an asterisk because he'd been suspended and stuff. I was like, I hope some other people start winning some votes here because it could be an awkward presentation night. So no, it was good fun. Well done to everyone. Well done to Matty Peasley also hosting, and that's a hard job being up on the mic all day. And yeah, he made it a lot of fun too. So yeah, well done to Peas. I know he doesn't listen to the pod. I'm going to make him actually listen to one because he's like, I don't want to hear Nathan Swiz talk all about their performances, but we really don't. We more here hang crap on everyone. And shout out to our good mate Chep. I can see you've already been in an argument with him today about Storm versus Para, but
doesn't take much.
But it's good. It's really well done to everybody involved. We do run some great functions. Being involved with many clubs, as I have, I think the standard we've set with the functions has been really first rate, and well done to yourself and everybody else involved. So good work.
Yeah, it's been good. Been a good year.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, let's get into some results. We'll start off. Now, I was not going to talk much about myself, but I can't help it. I've got to mention something here. And this the vets more because it's actually my bowling action, and that it's funny because you can't watch yourself, and when you obviously you're trundling in. My bowling action has actually got worse here. Here I am. I can't even get through the 3 or 4 steps. I've got to go for another go, or the umpire's in there calling something out. But yeah, my arm, it used to never be this bad. I swear. And I may be a bit with Matty Peasley here. I'm getting actually wickets like that. Well, the arm's out there, body's going over. Matty Peasley's running back to save 4. I'm already celebrating here for an LBW. I go to give Pease a high five, and he's get no bar of me at all here. So that was, that was interesting nonetheless. But yeah, it was a great day winning the vet, being part of that vets team and getting the opportunity to play with some guys that I was actually said to a few of them, they're probably feeling pretty old because a couple of the blokes who were around were, first 11 players when I was a junior. and now obviously vets age, and they're still playing vets. So yeah, it's a great honor. I'm sure you'll be in that position maybe one day, Nath, where there's blokes playing in the ones where you're a bit different because you're a better skilled player than me. But obviously being a junior, or some of the juniors that are here, and you stick around long enough, you'll come back and play with some of the guys who are still playing in the vets. But we batted really well that day. Trev obviously didn't get the great start, but Tater, Ace, we know Ace is a star. Craig has had a great season again. Matty Peasley sort of came and went, which was unlike him because he usually bullies players on a Sunday. Brent Tucker was another great innings as well. And Stutz and Al Ramsey at the end too, just a quick 5-11 not out of 4. Chasing 220 is always going to be tough. And then obviously the weather conditions did make it hard to bowl. They did want to come off. To the umpire's credit, they wanted to keep the game going. They had two of their guys who were probably two of their better bats not available till the second week. Obviously we can play, like 13 players or something. So they would have batted if the second week if they had got washed out. So it did probably make it a little bit harder for them and kind of worked out well for us. And that's one of the reasons why they were hoping to bat second. Got off to a good start. Obviously Ace bowling really well. Some hack came on and bowled floaters and took 2 wickets. And then, your old man and Stutzy at the end, just getting the job done. Scotty Harrigan actually, he batted, I think opened the batting against us last time, so they tried to save one of their guys to later, but it was just a bit too hard trying to chase 220. So, really well done to our guys. Matty Peasley at the end bowled tight, and it was nice to play and a win. Obviously disappointing part was not having Tux there. Well, he was there, but not out in the field with us. But it was great to play a win with some of those boys, especially a couple of the boys who haven't played in a flag. So no, it was a great day, and thank everybody who came down to it because we had an awesome crowd for it.
Yeah, it was a good day. Obviously weather was terrible, but it was finally good to see the monkey off the back for the vets, which is always nice.
Yeah, so after playing A grade last year and not playing in a win, which I was part of that side, and dropped back into B grade this season. And I think they said it was 4 out of 5 years maybe of being runners up. So to finally get over the line, and we even in vets, doesn't matter what grade you're playing in, they're hard to win. You've got to play good enough cricket to make finals, and then on the day, especially if you're playing these vets camps or your ones camps, teams can be pretty stacked. And we've seen this with like the sort of the vets. We played a couple of the sides last year who had a lot of ones players still running around, and we saw that in the T20 comp that we played in. You come up against guys who have made sort of 10,000 career runs and still running around either ones or twos, and can be really difficult. But it was great. We put our best foot forward and got the W, which is a great thing. It's always a great thing for the club when you're getting wins and people are down there and supporting the bar and everything like that. So that was that. All right, we'll move on to Saturday cricket. We got the ones, mate. I'll let you talk a bit about this.
Well, obviously North Ringwood batted first, and it looked like we were on top early. What do we have them? 2 for 20, and then 4 for 83. And then
5 for 84, mate. Yeah.
5 for 84. There you go.
When Stick was just going nuts with the ball.
Yeah, and then obviously they got to 169. Joe at the top always 3 for 27 off his 14. Stick 2 for 8 off his 8, which is ridiculous because that's the first time he's bowled this year. And then on to the batting, just not really much to report. Obviously, Bolt's going out on that first day, so I didn't have to bring the bag the second day. And then, no one really got to start until, at the end where Joe and Rory showed a pulse. Bari down there as well, 26. And, we fell, a few runs short there, but disappointing to end the way because we thought a massive chance to win that one. But, they're obviously a quality side, and we've struggled with the bat this year. So disappointing loss, but it brings on next year, and we'll be bigger and better next year, hopefully.
Yeah. Do I embarrass Jack Coons? I think this is the third time he's been bowled. I'm pretty sure down his legs as well. So.
The stumps are taking a sigh of relief. Well, the leg stumps are taking a sigh of relief.
It is. And then he comes to bowling. He steps across. Bang, leg stump out the ground. I'm sure that's 3 times we've shown that exact dismissal this year. So something for him to work on. Yeah, unlucky Guernsey. But yeah, we've talked about it all season on this pod. You know, they a couple more soldiers in that side, a couple float back into the seconds. It just makes the second stronger. But those guys who are potentially the ones who are dropping out, you want it where they're all battling and putting their best foot forward. Big pre-seasons to say, no, I actually, I love playing in the ones. I deserve my spot in there. And and sort of kind of thinking where, there might be 4 or 5 guys who are probably all playing there where it's not that they aren't ones players, but having sort of too many on that sort of same level where, you kind of want 1 or 2 of them fighting. Well, 4 or 5 of them fighting for that 1 or 2 spots. And then it just makes the depth better in the club, makes it obviously the second stronger. And it's still there's opportunities for them to take a spot, but it really does put the pressure on to keep performing each week. I think that's sort of what we've lacked. Obviously, we've talked about the depth issues in the club this year, and hopefully we continue to work hard to rectify that, which I know the boys off field and behind the scenes are.
Yeah, sorry, I was just reading a message.
Yeah, no, that's fine, mate. Next year, hopefully get a few boys in. And obviously everyone this year deserved to be in the ones, and few people got a full year of experience in the ones, and we'll be better next year. We can't win flags every year, unfortunately, but we will try. Yes, we're always trying, always working towards it. So for sure. All right, mate. I think you were here watching the second 11 as well. So playing up against Eastfields first. So you're probably better to just talk about this, even though I did see quite a bit of this game.
We batted first, and they had us on the ropes pretty much straight away. Just some shit shots, to be honest.
Scores there. It's like everybody's kind of got a little start. There's a 17, 13, 11, 17, 16. 14, like Nick Shilties was great at the end, but go on.
If we could show Bobby's dismissal here, that would just
I hope they've actually haven't.
For his sake, I hope they haven't.
Yes, they do have it. Train going past in the background. Right. Guy bowling off less steps than me, tosses it up. Oh.
Right, it's just stuff like that.
It's I need to. This is legitimately me coming into bowl right here without the funky action, but there's literally like throw it up into space, toss it up, and let the batsmen get themselves out.
It's something else. And then obviously they batted and passed us. No, they didn't pass us on the first day. But ended up making 221, declared, and then sent us in. Obviously, they needed to go for outright to make finals. And Harry Lowe just pogoed them everywhere, 43. Aston with 67, and Woodrow with 57. Stopped the outright, which is very, very good. Ended up posting 270.
I was going to say, this is the frustrating thing right here, because it's not like they don't have the skill to do it. And there's, 1, 2, 3 really decent scores. And, Matty Peasley hasn't even batted as well. You've got,
Thank God.
Nick Shilties has, made a bit of a start again. They've all contributed. So it's not like, hey, the batsman where we've gone out first innings and made bugger all, and second innings bugger all again because we just can't bat and we're not up to it. The boys, have proved in a couple of second innings, a couple of earlier performances in the year that they can hold the willow. It's just obviously mental going in there first innings and knuckling down and putting that score on the board.
Yeah, exactly right.
Frustrating. But again, we've talked about that. The flow and effect, and some of these guys, again, that's the flow and effect of going, you want to put in there and hold your spot. Talk to the coaching team and Jack and the rest of the guys about where you see yourself playing next year. And it's working out. And if you're one of the unlucky ones that gets pushed out into the thirds, cool. Well, go back, do the work, and push yourself back in there and put your name up where they can't drop you. So that's just how it's going to be. And it's as we said, and you said just a moment ago, opportunities were there. The boys have now seen better bowling attacks and had those opportunities. So hopefully even pushing back, against bowling attacks, but maybe not as strong. There's a chance to at least get some confidence, put runs on the board, and go from here.
Yeah, exactly right. And a few young blokes have been blooded early, which is always good.
Yeah, for sure, mate. All right, the third 11, obviously I'll talk about this because I was playing in it. So the game started with Nath giving us a great rev up or spray, pre-game spray. So it was good, mate. He came out there and gave the troops. So St. Andrews batted first. They had a bit of a partnership. Well, they took a couple early wickets, Ethan McLean and Lukey Griffin there, and then they put on a partnership. And it was looking a bit bad at 2 for 114. Then Steve-O came on, really good, caught and bowled. Some hack came on and took 3 for. Should have had 4, had a sitter dropped off in 2, but that's the way it goes. And then the skipper was like, no more from you. No more from you. We want to let these guys make a total because Steve-O clearly wanted to try to make 100 the following week. And and they did. They got a couple of partnerships going and managed to get out to 265, which I thought was disappointing because we probably could have rolled them for 180. I know when Gus rocked up and we're talking about we're not going to let them get to 200. And there's some good bowling. Like Owen Brown's come on bowl 13 overs of 24. So really tight, and it was hard for Steve-O to remove him. The problem is we weren't attacking up the other end. Ethan was bowling a really good spell at that point, but again, it was probably a tight spell where we probably, I think Chepper, the hack and maybe even Steve-O were probably looking the most likely to take wickets. So it's frustrating that, but Lukey Griffin did bowl well. I don't think the bowling figures probably suit him. Chepper getting I dropped a catch early off Chepper and Gully. It looked like he was never going to take a wicket again. Probably death stared me for 4 or 5 overs, but he got 3 at the end and probably should have come back on a little bit earlier.
He's got the last 3, and he was carrying on like he should be playing first 11. He got the last 3 batsmen out, Chet.
Absolutely, he was. But to be fair, he actually did bowl well. He was unlucky up the top, and we've seen this. And sometimes it's hard. Like we talk about like the best and fairest votes, and even we talk about like Chepper came up to me and said, "I can't believe you gave me votes in the fifths a couple of weeks ago." And I was like, "Well, you bowled absolutely unreal. It wasn't your fault. You're getting French cuts, missing the stumps, and people dropping catches off you and stuff like that. And sometimes the bowling doesn't seem that when you take no wickets." And that was probably the case. Like I thought him and Ethan bowled really well. Probably didn't get the results as maybe a couple other bowlers did. So it can be frustrating, but it's. I think there was probably an opportunity there, and where Steve and I talked about this hot day. Maybe we should have rotated the bowlers a little bit more, kind of get them guessing instead of letting them just sort of get into a rhythm. Though, as I said, our bowlers were bowling well. We definitely could have chopped and changed a little bit more. But shout out to Ethan, stepped up, bowled 2 really long spells for a young fella. And again, those bowling figures, really, it was 1 over that just kind of ruined his bowling figures there. It could have easily been sort of 15 overs for 40. Really good for a young fella like him. And then from the batting point of view, we were none for 15 overnight. Owen and Nav, really started well. I was chatting to both of them. They both have goals and wanting to play higher. Nav had the opportunity there to turn that 33 into a really big score. So did all the hard work, even like Owen did the hard work and then just feathered 1 over to Gully. It's just like giving catching practice. And that's their next step of going, okay, you're getting yourselves in. You need to, work hard to make the most of that opportunity. And so it's disappointing they got out. Gus got out pre Australia, so did Tell. Davey Payne, you could argue he got a shocker, but it depends on who's commenting. I know Davey
did say to me, I did ask him, I said, "Oh, Payne, you're already out." And he goes, don't talk to me about it. I said, "Oh, who gave you out?" And he goes, "Lukey Griffin." He goes, I'm going to murder him. So if we can just clip that for a court case, if Lukey Griffin does go missing, which I'm sure Lukey Griffin doesn't listen, but and look, it wouldn't be a bad thing, Payne, but I didn't say that.
I may have said to Payne as he came off, I was like, "Oh, damn, I was settled in to watch you make a big one today, mate." And that went down well. So Yeah, that was then Eddie Malin's come and gone, and we're in all sorts of pain here. Like the thirds have been all years. You know, we're 6 for 92. Steve-O again got himself in. Ethan McLean got himself in for his first game up there. Looked good, and both of them kind of just threw it away. Chep, to his credit, stuck around for quite a while, and he was being good support to Ethan. But again, like we were actually looking not too bad, and then Chep got dropped 2 out of 3 balls, and then decided to play the same shot again and got caught, and it's just so frustrating. So we're 9 for 142. We're getting smashed, and at least to Lukey Griffin's credit, he's lasted 35 balls out there, played some nice shots, and obviously me and him have got an extra 40 something, and I think we're maybe 3 balls to drinks. And this is just the learnings here from some people, like 3 balls from drinks. We just need to see it out, get the drinks, reassess. We needed 80 runs off 20 overs. Now it's not up to 10 and 11 to get those runs, but the bowls are tiring. It's a warm day. We're finding a boundary and over. So and if it's not even that, they're just going to, they might still give us a loose one even if it's every 2 overs, they're probably bowling a wide or something like that. Those runs are going to keep coming. It was just, frustrating with stuff like that, where you're just like, oh, just see it out there, and you never know, things can happen. So disappointing, because I thought we definitely could have kept them to 180 and we definitely could have chased that, but it's just probably been the story for the 3rd season. And we did sort of swap some guys around this week, but there's opportunities. Like Ethan McLean's going to probably play a lot more thirds cricket next year, and sort of build around that. And even Tell, probably the opportunity is something he can push at. He's still a young fellow in year 12, even though he looks like he's from the 1960s or 70s. It's he's only a young fellow, so he'll be better for the opportunity. And together with some depth in there, I think they'll be all fine. So it was a good opportunity to play with them, and I think they'll be bigger and better for next year. As Nath has dropped out, he'll be back in a second. But so we've got the 4th 11, and we know they're playing finals. It probably wasn't the hit out they wanted leading into finals, and Naypay is back now. But the fourths, it's probably not what you want leading into finals. They had the loss the week before and playing Churnside Park. So Churnside's ended up with 4 for 200, but only on 40 overs, because the second dig, it didn't take them long to chase what we've put up. We got bowled out for 198. So I'll go to our batting first. It was good up the top. Staff's got 40 and Nicky Grace got 82. So well done to those 2 boys. This is the problem in the middle, that these guys obviously are going to have to work hard at training and rectify for the final. But Chrissy Noonan, Tommy Stafford, Riley Tucker, Zake Tucker, and Michael Downs put on 1 run between them. So not what you really want for your middle order, and we'll probably just save because Witts has come in and bullied them at the end for 46 not out. So bowled out for 198. And as I said, the second day, they've taken 5 overs to chase that. Not a lot really on the bowling card there to put pressure outside of probably Downsy with his 2 far. But probably not the performance that we're sort of used to with the fourths, but big challenge against Montana, and they're going to have to bounce back.
Yeah, sorry, my phone overheated, so I had to just put it next to the aircon for a bit there. It was sitting in the direct sunlight, so it's probably my own fault. But hopefully the fours can bounce back, because we've got a big crew of us going down. So don't let us down, fours. Yes,
100%. All right, so I don't even. So they batted first. Warren Wood in the 5th, which is their 4th 11 batted first. So they haven't batted a second innings here. The 5th, did cop a bit of a flogging. So they've made. Maybe I'll let you run through this, mate.
Obviously Warren Wood batted first. And obviously split dig. So 36 overs, 5 for 200. You're thinking, shit, like, what is going on? There's no one really. Wolf took 3 for 17 off 5. Probably the only bloke that can, hold his head high. Rowe, 17. Yeah, and then a few boys just getting tapped. Kiara, but she, everyone gets tapped every now and again, so that's fine. And well done to Kiara going up to the 5s as well. I don't know if that's her first game up there, but well done to her.
It was probably last moment call up as well, because there was somebody that pulled out and may or may have not gone and played for another club that day, but that's another story itself.
I do know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
Anyway, and then we've gone in obviously after a little bit of a debacle between Rowan, Wolf, and the Warren Wood captain, but that's fine.
The peacekeeper up to his normal tricks, mate.
Yes. Dad might have got called a few names under the sun, and yeah, Dad said that's fine, mate. You can keep talking to me like that. You'll talk to the RDCA, and then somehow Dad ended up talking to the RDCA, but that's fine.
So for people who don't know, there was a lot of, especially one of the things to do with afternoon tea. So they've got new rooms over there at Quamby for the background, and they decided not to bring over the afternoon tea. Wanted them to head over there. They were batting as well, so it's not like they could have not brought it over. And your dad pretty well turned around and said, "Well, afternoon tea breaks are meant to be 20 minutes. We're not going to really spend half an hour heading over there and whatnot, and get back on the field." And they thought he was the worst person in the world because of that. So yeah, good luck.
If anyone hasn't been to Quamby, it's probably a 5-minute walk, especially for those older blokes that can't move after they've just bowled. But yeah, getting onto our batting innings, we were basically like fucked. Really, that's the only word you can use. Yeah. I don't know what we were overnight, but it wasn't much.
6 for 50 off the top of my head.
It 6 for 40. So 6 for 40 off
40,
our.
There you go. Yeah.
Off our 36. And then obviously we bat first the second week, continue through in the split dig. And Wolf was telling me that they're just going to bat out the overs and, say, well, you couldn't bowl us out in 72. So what are your chances in 36? Which, obviously Wolf always sticks to his word. And Rupert has decided to score 3 runs the next week and ended on 21 not out off 214 with a strike rate of 9.
It's still 9 better than Sticks, but I don't know. Like, okay, yes, he's done the team thing, and obviously your dad gave him votes because he did do the team thing. We were getting the updates at the thirds, and we're like, what is Rupert actually doing? Is he in line for the batting average here? Does he know he's like close for the best and fairest? Is he just like hates Warren Wood, is like stick it up and did he see all the compliments Sticks was getting? Well, I don't know the compliments, but all the media time he was getting. He's like, you know what, I can do that. But yeah, why don't Rupert batting out the entire innings for 21 not out, and as you said, 3 on the second week.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, well done to Rupert, and well done to them not getting down outright, which is always nice. And yeah, a good season where a few blokes have been, a few young blokes are playing up higher in the grades, like Xavier Ramsey, who's an absolute gun, and will be for a long time. So it's good to see him get an opportunity up there as well.
Yeah, exactly. And we've had the Carvels up there as well, and some other guys who, as you said, have run through there. And it's good. Ethan McLean spent a lot of the season playing in that grade, and now got that opportunity up. So yeah, it's great. It's great. Your dad put out a really nice message about having the opportunity to captain those boys and stuff. And nonetheless, it was still it was a decent seed. They were in contention for a lot of the year. It just sort of fell away at the end, but it's nonetheless a decent enough year for the Fifths.
Yes, it was.
So the Sixers had 2 games. They played Heathwood's 4th 11 the first week. I talked about this early in the year. Heathwood's team's pretty stacked, where there's not a much of, not like the juniors, kind of what we have. They've put at our ground up at Croydon High, 304 up against us. The bowling took a bit of stick there. Matty McMahon, 2 for 69. Absolutely smashed. Ryan Joe with 2 for 14.
Gun.
Is he one of your boys?
Yep.
Opening the bowling too. So against a really good side there. So that's awesome to see a young fellow like that pitching in. Oscar Bannister took 1 for as well. And then Benny Owen came on and just did his thing at the end. Good to see Amy McMahon also rolling over the arm too. So little Steve-O, 3 overs for 18. Very young side we've sent for this game. And, to get against a team that is, going to be playing finals and lose by only 71 runs. Bordy's come back for that one in his return match, and he's got 26. Benny Owens, 21. This is Flemmo's dad, and I think it's Ryan's dad there. So they've both come in and got 50 and looked really good. which was great. I think that's Jezza and Sajesh.
Yeah.
I apologise if I've mucked that up, but yes, really well done to those lads coming in, getting the chance to play with their sons and sort of leading the way. Little Steve-O with 13 and 3 boundaries as well. So he was up and about. He came and fist pumped me and when he got back to the club, and he's happy to tell you all about it. So well done to little Steve-O. Matt McMahon not getting many. Imogen McMahon, who did not want to bat at all, got one not out as well. So it's good to see her fronting up and having a crack in her first men's seniors match. So that was great. And then the second week, again, playing against Warrenwood, who were playing for finals. To be fair to them, this top order were all juniors, but just a little bit older than now. So they were playing the 14s and 16s. Did a bit of a number, got all 3 of them got 50. So at least it wasn't a trophy hunting situation, just some good juniors by Warrenwood. So I've got no issues with that. Benny Owen opening up, taking too far. And then, sort of the young fellas having a bowl as well. Xavier Payne in this one getting a wicket too. So good to see the young fellas getting among that. Oscar Bannister, tight figures, none for 13 off his 3. It's an absolute postage stamp and running like the 100-meter sprint at the moment, that ground up in the high school. So it's runs galore. The 70 not out up the top again, and I think that might have been Jezza.
It was Jez, yep.
Yeah, so awesome. And then again, Sudesh with his 51 not out, so the dad's getting involved. Unfortunately, Steve, I didn't get much. Shannon Cooper lasted 1 ball. 0. It's actually got, I don't know, it's got a duck, but it should be just 0 off 1 ball. Decided to bat without a helmet, and probably not, even in the Sixers, probably not the guy that should be batting at 3 without a helmet, mate. So I think a few people got to see Shan at the vote count night, missing some teeth, and his lip was pretty bent up. So Mitchie Kleeman, now I think I heard about this, he's 5. He might have hit the ball and it's gone down leg side and rolled back on the stumps or something unique like that. It was just like an absolute perfect storm kind of situation. So yeah, I know you were sort of disappointed with that. Matt McMahon's done it all year, got 34. But it's just good to see some of these young fellas spend some time at the crease here. Oscar Bannister, 35 balls at the crease too. So Archer Fleming spent 20 balls there too. So, they've done all right. They've made, 198 in response to the 274. Yeah, would like to close that gap. But, when you consider the age gaps and we're, a bunch of sort of 11-year-olds playing against sort of 14, 15-year-olds and that, there is obviously a big jump there, and it's, a good opportunity for those boys to take it up against a higher year level. So, it's good to have them out there. It's good to have those dads involved. And, it was still a decent year for the Sixers when it comes to sort of blooding players, and hopefully all of them are back next year and we can go one better.
Absolutely, yeah. Unreal to get, half of my team in and a few of the dads who are keen on playing next year, which is what it's all about. Hopefully they can play with their sons next year and, just go from there.
Yeah, 100%. So it shows all the good work you've been doing down there in the 12s, mate. The fact that these guys are making their senior debut and, as we said, picking up wickets, spending some time at the crease. The cricket's only going to get bigger and better for that. So, it's really good. The ladies played their last game against Vermont, which was the same day as the Vets Grand Final. Unfortunately, didn't go down the way we wanted. I know Vermont were playing for finals. We talked about Cassandra Bulls pretty well dominated teams all year. It's hard with the ladies because a lot of these teams only have one side, and Cass is way too good for this grade. But, obviously wants to play with her family, and there's a couple other Bulls part of them. So, just lambs to the slaughter a little bit there. KK came on and took a nice cord and bowled, so well done to her. But it was sort of, we've shared it around all year. Everyone's got their opportunity. Mia's bowled 2 overs for 4. Kat Owens bowled tight there. Jess Roberts, is good to see her continue to develop. And so they've all at least getting a go, where if you go through some other bowling cards, some of the teams are only still using sort of 6 bowlers sort of thing. So, we have shared it around there. At least like Vermont started to give some of their bowlers a go. But the batting card, it was a bit sad on the day. Really well done to Emmy McMahon. She had a really good weekend there. She faced 56 balls. Runs didn't come, but it's just another step in her development. Batting there. KK got unlucky with a run out. These things happen, but she she was doing quite well up to that point, and obviously her improvement's been great. Good to see Evie still put her hand up to open the batting, even though if it didn't work out. But yeah, there's small improvements there. I know the girls have enjoyed the season and stuff, and it's been awesome to be involved with Gran and Boydie and everybody else that's helped out. Huge shout out to get Benny and Mitchie Kleeman, who's come down most weeks and run the canteen or helped us out with stuff as well. So Maddie McMahon's usually down there. Chep, to his credit, comes down and supports us. So there's a lot of people been involved, and so I do appreciate that, and I know the ladies appreciate that too. So we'll be bigger and better next season.
Yeah, exactly right. Most of their first years, and yeah, KK's been unbelievable. On the field and off the field. She's come to pretty much every function as well, which is always good. You want these people in your club, and if they can perform on the cricket field, it's even better.
Yeah, 100%. So I know the juniors had a big breakup too, like huge numbers down there the previous week. So well done to every one of them who was involved. Belinda Tawney for running the juniors, Kiara running the young what are they called these days? The Blasters. I think Byron's been down there helping out as well, especially the other Tawneys. I think Lockie has been there too. So well done to them. Benny Owen and Eliza for coaching the under-10s. Super effort there. Mitchie Kleeman for his involvement with the under-12 second 11. So no, awesome. And then obviously we've had the 14s with Jack and the 12s with yourself, as we've said. But juniors, great effort, and really proud of everybody that's been involved with that.
Yeah, exactly right. It's been a good year. I haven't had as many teams as we normally do, but it's good that they're all being competitive, and a couple that are fighting for flags now.
For sure. We'll go on the team of the week this week. I can't blow that up anymore, but we did have up the top Jeremy Fleming for his 50 not out and 70 not out back-to-back weeks. Stiff to maybe miss play of the week, but he was up there in the running, so well done. Jay Stafford for 40. Nick Grace, 82, great effort. Sajish Joe, 51 not out and 50 not out. Chris Whitaker just balling a lower level there, 46 not out. But you're still got to make them. Joe Blythe's been up there every week, 31 and 3 for 27. And he's been leading from the front in the one, so really well done to Joe. Player of the week's gone to Ethan McLean, stepping up for the third 11. So did bowl a couple of long spells there for a young fella, probably longer than I think he's allowed, but nonetheless in the heat did a great job. 25, probably threw it away, could have easily gone on and made 50. It was probably unlucky, as I said, that one over. Could have easily ended up with sort of 3 for 40 instead of 2 for 63. So sometimes the stats probably don't show how well somebody's bowled. So really well done there. Somebody's come on and stepped up and made some runs and taken some wickets. So we'll move past there. The old man again, 3 for 17. Chep, 3 for 41. Yes, he did bully at the end, but
that cannot count.
But
it doesn't count, Chepper.
To his credit, he bowled well up the top. Unlucky, it's probably been our biggest issue all year, and I've made mention of this multiple times. Our catching as a club has been by far our biggest weakness. I'm not having a crack there at the coach Jack, but it's probably something we need to find a better way to work on, because everywhere from the vets, I don't know how the juniors are. I think that actually the juniors are probably our best catchers in the club. But the seniors. So Jet was unlucky because there were catches going down left, right, and centre. And as I said, I was like, I probably should have had 4. Definitely like an absolute sitter dropped off myself. And there's just 5 or 6 catches that should have easily been taken that third 11. And I know other grades have been sort of the same this year. So something we've got to get better at as a club. He does deserve his spot in there, Chep.
I will be commenting on the Facebook post when this goes up.
Yes, 100%. But in saying that, move aside and let somebody else take that spot, Chep. Come and help the 5th, 11s as you've been doing. Benny
9,
Owen,
10, and 11.
Benny Owen, he's done a great job captaining the Sixers this year. It's obviously hard. You're getting what's left, and he's made the most of it with bringing a lot of players through that are going to probably play higher cricket. So 21, 3 for 48, and 3 for 22, and he was keeping in most of those weeks as well. And KK, unlucky with the run out for 6, and the 1 for 17 was by far our best bowler. Again, probably unlucky. It could have not been more. So well done to her. There's been some great performances this year, and it's been great to acknowledge them.
Yeah, exactly right. good to good to show off the performance. Well, the 10 other performances, and then Chepper's performance of 9, 10, and 11. Look, I won't say it's embarrassing, but I think it's a little bit embarrassing for Swiz and I just to read that out. But I'll leave it at that, Chep. 9, 10, and 11, and we're celebrating that. It's just ridiculous.
Okay, so I was going to, but this is all down to Steve-O. This is completely Steve-O's fault this week, because if he kept some other bowlers on who were literally ripping St. Andrews a new one, that Chipper doesn't get back on, because we would have bowled them out for 160, 170. But for whatever reason, Steve-O, I love you, brother, but you've gone, no, we're not going to bowl these guys. We're going to bring on these other guys, and then it was left for Chipper to clean up the towel. So, got to take him. But yeah, that's all on you, Steve-O.
Seriously.
I think Steve-O was like, just because you're on doesn't mean you're going to keep taking more wickets. It's like, yeah, but I was, mate. I was. That's the way it was going.
Yeah, I could see it.
I could see it, mate. And then it means Chepper wasn't taking them. So, it's all good. No, it's been good. So, a lot of fun. And it's been great joining you. There's a couple other potties coming up. Definitely the Prez and the coach will come on, and we'll keep rolling. And, hopefully when we get back on next time, we're talking about maybe in under 12s, either a grand final or a premiership.
Yeah, well, the boys did say if we win the flag, can we go on the podcast? Which I don't think anyone wants to listen to that. So, Oscar, if you're listening, no one wants to listen to your voice, mate. And Steve-O as well. No one wants to listen to your voice. We hear it enough on Saturday night at the club after you make one run. So,
there is some thought, but now the grand final, will that be the same thing over a Wednesday, Friday, or how are they going to do it? Yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday, Friday next week.
Okay, so if I can work out the schedule, there is potential that we might go and I might come down and do the live show down at the under 12s grand final if they can get the job done, because that could be interesting. We could just get anybody who comes down there and maybe able to drop in. We'll see if we can work out, depending where we're playing that. Hopefully we get to host it. Because
we will host it. We'll host it.
So yeah, okay. Oh, that could be on the cards. I think that'd be quite quite funny if we could sort of set up the live podcast and whatever, and then anybody who's there can just drop in and tell us their thoughts about whatever they really want to. We might have to censor it, but
sure, Chepper will want to talk about his 9, 10, 11th wicket, but yeah.
He's going to crack it so much hearing that.
Good. Lastly, just go the Storm tonight and go the Swans. Hope they win by 60 plus. I wish nothing but just pain on you tonight, Chepper. I'm dead set I'm wearing my full Storm kit tonight, and I'm gonna tackle you like Bolts did that day.
I will share a story for everybody out there. So, St. Andrews, as we know, get a bit lippy, and there was one kid who lipped off the entire day we were batting. To his credit, he could back it up. He actually wasn't a bad bowler. But I know I was saying that. I was like, mate, you better be a decent bowler, because you can't lip off all this all day and not back it up. But so Chepper and I have come out to bat together, and as you can see, Chepper and I are out there quite a while together, and we get on it. But we've obviously got a history of playing against each other as well, and that definitely came out when we were batting. And the chat and the lip was back, Chepper and I back at each other multiple times in between balls and overs and whatever. The guy at St. Andrews actually started cracking the shits because he wanted to chirp off at us. And he was like turning to his teammates and goes, are these guys for real? They're chirping off at each otder. They're meant to be listening to me. I'm the one chirping off at you guys. So as he would chirp off more, Chepper and I would chirp off more at each other. And so just was getting him into a bit of a ritz there. And I think that was actually hurting his bowling a little bit, because he started trying to bowl quicker balls where he actually was bowling quite well. And we started kind of, especially Lukey Griffin, when he came in, started dispatching him. So taken off there. But yeah, that was a lot of fun, because they didn't know what was in for it with two batsmen just lipping off at each other.
Yeah, no, it's always good to upset St. Andrews, because I hate them. So
we've gone through this. We need, maybe when we've got the live pod and people come on, and just give us a club that you actually like playing against. Tell us a good club out there in the RDCA, and then give us because there's a long list of clubs that we all don't like. But yeah, definitely somebody give us one. There.
I reckon mine's East Ringwood. I was thinking about it the other day. It's East Ringwood, I reckon.
All right, yeah. I've actually probably had nothing to do with it. But I
reckon I played him 3 times.
I can't remember. I think it was East Ringwood. I was involved with a footy brawl once, and if we had social media back then, it would have been all over everything. So I don't. But then I got to say I probably like him because my cousin was playing for them after he came out back from VFL, lasted there for probably a season or two. So yeah, I think they're a fine club. But yeah,
All right.
I still haven't really thought about that too much. But
just don't give us a reason to hate East Ringwood, please.
that's right. Really don't. All right, beautiful. All right, we'll leave it there, guys. Thanks as always for tuning in. Thanks, Naypay, and we'll see you through the week. Catches.
Thanks, boys.